is a pussy compared to Donald Trump. Donald Sterling, let me tell you why. Donald Sterling like women of our nation. He like Issachar rights. Donald Trump don't even like women that speak English. He want white European women, period. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Compared to Donald Trump.
When you go back to Habakkuk, start up to like verse 6. Start like around 6.
It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Come on, man. That's Esau. He's everywhere. He's everywhere where he doesn't belong. Calling shots, setting up embassies, setting up military bases, trying to control how you operate, trying to put that Babylonian wine down your throat. So that's that taunting proverb, man. You know
what's cold too? How he everywhere he ain't supposed to be. Obama went back over there in Cuba and set up that embassy. And what happened in that embassy? They destroyed all the diplomats' minds, man, and their eardrums. They over there deaf, dizzy, throwing up. They don't know what done happened to them. They think it's some sonic gun. And all the U.S. diplomats in Cuba, now they all messed up. They trying to figure out what kind of weapon was used on the diplomats in Cuba. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now, Russia did that to y'all. It wasn't Cubans, that was Russians. They did that. Because they got a relationship. They got a relationship with them Cubans, man. And a better relationship than America got. See, Obama took his ass over there to watch a baseball game. Woo! Stupid.
All right, it's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. He also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell.
That's what you were saying. He everywhere he don't need to be.
Yep.
Shit that don't belong to him.
Yep.
He will lie about you to himself, and then go get you about the lie he told about you.
Yeah.
And then take over what you got.
And how did he normally do that? Through setting up false flag operations via CIA-funded terrorist groups. All right, they're going to cause up a stir, and then he's going to tell the world, look what their own people doing, look what their own government is doing to the people. I'm going to go in there and play savior and try to wage war and destroy their men, women, and children. Even though I'm killing innocent people, but I'm gonna make it seem like I'm a hero going over there saving those people from their government. Only so I can go up in there, destroy them, and take what they got. That's Esau.
That's why I always bring up.
Nutshell.
When he does that, that's why they so prideful. They put in their movies. The Born Identity, Supremacy, Ultimatum, all the movies is them doing that. That's what, if you watch that first one, that's exactly what they did. You saw all the different places that they had those sleeper cells, that espionage. They ain't forgot that espionage from the Cold War. Cold War. They still use those tactics. They're just more advanced now. Talks about it in those movies.
Well, and then they go to the UN to justify the pillaging they about to do. So they get the other nations to go along with it. And how do they get the other nations to go along with it? By paying those nations. They're going. That's why America's in so much debt, because they've had to pay off people to say nothing. Just don't do nothing. We're gonna pay you. Don't do nothing. We're gonna pay these bills in the UN. Don't say nothing. We're gonna give y'all funding. Don't say nothing. But this is what we finna do to them. But them other countries, they was watching that like, damn, I hope they don't do that to us. But now you got somebody who's standing up to you. The little man, little rocket boy.
Okay. Who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Come.
Shall
That's why you have a UN, a United Nations. Now who's in control of that? Esau. All the other nations, they gotta speak his language. They gotta dress in his attire. Okay. They gotta talk about diplomatic relations and different policies and negotiations of policies and all that. That benefits him. Okay, so hey, that's the elites, man. That's what they want. They want a new world order. Everybody coming together, but under him. Okay, he gets to control the world. That's what he wants. You know? And that's why he's going through the measures of cutting off so many people. He's cutting off a lot of people. A lot of people are dying because these devils really want that new world order, man. You know? Even with these hurricanes and these disasters that he's creating with his HART program, weather modification, he's using that on people so he can, once the smoke clears or once the water dries out, he gets the season for himself, man. That's why, hey, why is it that they saying, well, Puerto Rico, we ain't gonna help you because you should have been made Puerto Rico a state of the United States. They want that to be property of the United States, man.
Well, they just did.
They did, right?
They did that.
Okay, they did it. Why aren't they over there helping you?
They claim that aid is on its way. I seen a little something today on the news.
Man.
They say aid is on its way to Puerto Rico now.
What we gonna see is what happened with Haiti.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aid was supposedly coming to Haiti. What happened to Haiti?
They hated on Haiti.
They raised $500 million for Haiti and
Where'd that money go?
built 6 houses.
Come on, man. The elites, I forget who made the statement, but what he said was, never let a crisis go to waste. I forget the man who said that.
That was Bush.
That was Bush, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you think they gonna let that go to waste?
Cheney or one of them. Cheney or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
One of them in that cabinet said that.
You can't let
Rumsfeld, Cheney,
don't let no crisis come.
It was Cheney or Rumsfeld.
Let no crisis go to a waste.
Yeah.
So they're gonna take advantage of those Ephraimites down there, man.
Well, they already doing it. It was some baseball player, the one who got caught with dope years ago, the white boy. Not dope. His baseball pitcher. He was on heavy dope. He's taking a delegation down there to help out, but you can see it in his eyes. He's going down there to pillage. No, I forget his name. I almost said his name. No, he was on cocaine. It's on tip of my time. I'm gonna stop thinking about it. I'm gonna get it. But anyway, he's trying to get a delegation to go down to Puerto Rico so they can help the people. And his charity claims that they're gonna give up 100% of the funding that they get. But when I'm looking at this devil, and he had this look in his eye like, I'm gonna go down here and do whatever the hell I want to do. He's looking at that situation like, I missed out on New Orleans. I ain't gonna miss out on this. And I'm gonna use charity money to go down there, get property, women, and whatever else I want to use this money for. Yep. And that was the only thing on his mind. I forget his name. He's a pitcher that used to get down, but he fell out of grace because he was on cocaine, heavy, white boy. No, back in the day, about 80s. I can't think his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I see his face. It's gonna come to me.
No, some more. Verse 6 in Habakkuk chapter 2. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long, and to that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and shall be for booty unto them?
America just hit the $1 billion mark. No. It's trillion. What's
20 trillion.
20 trillion.
They hit
That's
over
right.
20
Hit
trillion.
another level of 20, historic number of 20 trillion. In debt.
Reported.
Well, it said 20.
Reported, no.
Reported.
Reported debt.
Yeah.
We know that that debt is higher than that.
Yeah. You know, 20 trillion reported in the debt.
Because that debt clock don't stop.
Yeah.
So
It's like time.
it ticked fast in time.
Yeah.
It ticked fast in time.
Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for violence of the land of the city and all that dwell therein.
Yeah.
Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Once again, you know, America is debt laden. You know, everything that the money that we get is accumulated in debt. It's calculated in debt. There's no profit in America. It's all debt. Your money is a debt note. It's not for profit.
Or silver certificate no more.
Yeah, that's done, man. Everything is debt, man. The credit is debt. They just voted to raise the debt ceiling. Listen to that. They just voted to raise the debt ceiling. They're like, okay, we this far in debt, and the country is bankrupt. We need to go deeper in debt so we can keep paying the bills that are in debt. That don't make no sense. We gonna raise this. It's like, okay, you got a $5,000 credit limit. You spent that $5,000, and now you broke. Well, I got bills to pay. I gotta go raise that debt limit to pay the bills that I already got in debt. So I need another $5,000 of debt to pay that debt. And when that debt is over, I'm gonna get another $5,000 to pay the debt that I just accumulated. And then I'm gonna get some more debt. So nothing's profitable in this country. It's all going to hell. And someone holds that debt. Who's the main holder of America's debt? China. But they want to put demand. How you gonna put what's the script? The lender, the borrower is subject to the lender. So how you gonna put demands on the person who done lent you money? Hey man, check this out. I know you just lent me $10,000, but you gonna do this.
And I ain't gonna pay you right away.
And no, here we go. If you don't do this, I might go to war with you, but one thing's for sure, I'm not paying you back. And by the way, I need some more money.
Well, while they playing that game,
What kind of shit is that?
if I may say, while they playing that game, China already they're buying up a lot of gold because they're already setting up a gold-backed currency, a gold reserve currency called the yuan, and they're creating that as the alternative to the petrodollar. And at least if they start to use that particular currency, they're dealing with actual money. They're trading with actual money. It's backed by gold. You can trade this money in and get gold. With the US dollar, you ain't getting shit. It's debt notes. So once these other nations, if they look at that and they see that they're able to trade using that currency, you could bet your last dollar that the US dollar is gonna go belly up. Once all these other nations see that and they start to trade in that currency, they're gonna abandon the US dollar. And that's why Venezuela just dumped the US dollar. And that's why China and Russia is trading without the petrodollar. Those BRICS countries, those BRICS nations, are considering trading without the petrodollar. Because right now, since the U.S. dollar is the world, the global currency, reserve currency, you have to purchase U.S. dollars in order to trade to get oil. But if they're starting to use another currency that's actually worth something, they're gonna go to that reserve currency. Okay? And once they start to leave off from using the petrodollar, the dollar is through. There's no value in it anymore.
Because you don't have.
You can't trade. What you gonna trade with using that? Okay.
Boardwalk, Park Place, Tennessee Avenue.
And basically, what that means is sooner or later, this economy is gonna give out. The economy is on life support, man. It's been on life support for a long time.
Not just 08.
You know? All those different debt ceilings, those quantitative easings, all it is just you keep on trying to resuscitate a system that's on its way out. But pretty soon, that plug is just gonna be pulled. You have no, you're no longer gonna have any control over that, man. And what's the next system that the elites is trying to bring out as an alternative? The mark of the beast.
Right.
Everything is gonna be biometric, digital. All your transactions is gonna be on a chip that's gonna be implanted in your hand, or in your arm, or wherever they put the thing, man. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do financial transactions is through that little device that's the size of a grain of rice. All right. That's why it says that no man may buy or sell, save he that have that mark. What is if the mark ain't talking about, if it's talking about anything else, what does buying and selling have to do with anything?
Can I say it like this?
Go ahead,
Because the whole point of this is the world is trying to collapse the American dollar to stop dealing with America.
Yeah, they hate this place.
Yeah. They're trying to get the bully, the big bad bully, out the business, basically. But they don't know that you got a backup plan like that, though. Your backup plan is because you're still running the world. You got another currency to bring to the forefront, which is that biometric, that chip that the brother's talking about. That whole system, not only which keeps the money movement through you, it'll also completely control everybody else. Your whole country that you run, all your own people, and then everybody else will have to be able to trade into that through you. So you're gonna make everybody get it, which they don't realize they're fulfilling the prophecy of the Heavenly Father.
And now you got Donald Trump talking about sending troops to Brazil, not Brazil, but Venezuela, because they dumped that dollar, and they saying that them leaders down there, they got to get rid of them. They worse than Hugo Chavez. But little do they know, they learned under Hugo Chavez. That's why they doing what they doing. And that chip is not going to be backed by nothing. It's just going to be, once again, something that you think is money. Just like the paper money ain't shit, you're going to get your metric debits, and they going to tell you that it's money. And America has to go to war in order to get to other countries to go along with this new digital currency that they gonna control. And it's all a facade. It's but hey, this is what's going on. But the Lord is in control of this, man.
Like you were saying, it's all backed on that.
Speak louder, bro.
Just like what you were saying, it's all backed on the electronic system. So it's similar to a computer game or Sims or a World of Warcraft. Anything dealing with electronic currency that say it has value because of the system that it's in. They said what the Venezuelan money is less than World of Warcraft money. Well, so is the American dollar. It's not backed by anything precious like you were saying, what is the yen, the new yuan. It's like that's a system based off of minerals, gold and silver. But the American dollar isn't based off anything. So like you going what you were saying, it's as precious as the monopoly money. Anything could become a currency if you say that's what the system is based off of.
Believe in it.
You could trade in seashells and say, oh, this the however big your seashell is, that's how much money you got. You know.
To show you how fucked up the U.S. is, knowing that Venezuela is under a crisis, basically Trump is like a military options is still on the table against them because whatever leader up there is ruling, I think it's Maduro, if I'm not mistaken. Maduro.
They're demonizing him right now too.
But basically they won't give in to the democracy. So because of that, they down there trying to bully Venezuela while they're at their weakest condition. To show you that this devil, he's a piece of shit, man. He's talking about putting an oil embargo on them, and that's supposed to be the 11th largest producer in oil. How you gonna do that? It's putting an oil embargo on Venezuela when that's an oil-rich country.
That fuels their economy. That's how they eat.
That's they export.
Yeah.
Lifeline.
But what that shows you is that Esau controls they shit, man. One way Esau can put his foot in your neck is if he take control of your resources, man. What you survive off of in that country, if he take control of that, he got his foot on your neck. You know?
Sugar cane.
Yeah.
Coffee. Lima beans. He get his hands on it, you done.
Weed. Because India's, I believe they second or third largest export is the women hair. And that's bought where the most? In America. So if Esau found a way to take the export from those hair, the hair of the women in India, then that's what they'd be eating off of from the American system.
They'll be over there shaving them Indian women's head themselves.
Got some?
I got something nobody else do. Jeremiah 51, verse 25. Matter of fact, we start at 24. It says, "And I will render unto Babylon and to all inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyest all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain." You know?
Talk about the government of the U.S.
Yep.
You know, that mountain is the United States government. You say you're going to destroy it. You know, roll it down.
Yep.
The United States government has destroyed this earth. They the leading destroyer of the planet Earth, man. Nothing goes through without going through this United States government, man. They make the rules. They bribe other men. You don't have to bribe a whole country. You just gotta bribe certain men in that country. And you got control of that country, man. And all those people that go along with it.
And he'll either bribe you or threaten you with the sword.
Yeah.
You know? You gonna comply one way or another with this devil.
Bow down and die.
You know, get down or lay down.
And that's what Kim Jong-un is going through right now. But you know, he ain't taking the verbal messages, man. He's still getting his weapons together. Until he get all his weapons together, he ain't even really trying to talk. The only reason why he said something is when Trump called him a boy. Trump called him the little rocket boy. He said, okay, I gotta say something to this motherfucker now. Cause I ain't no boy.
If somebody can get that blessing of Isaac blessed Esau with the sword, and if somebody get Revelation 6 real quick. Revelation the 6th chapter. Get the story with Esau in Genesis 27, I think, and then somebody get 6th chapter. I believe it's like around the 8th or 9th verse about the red horse.
Genesis 27.
I'll take it.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
This Genesis
Yeah,
27.
let's get this, because basically what the Spirit had us getting into is how this devil, he's a greedy bastard, and he's been causing all type of chaos and destruction all throughout the earth. But how is he causing the destruction? With his technology, his weapons, with the sword. That's how he's putting all these nations in subjection. That's how he's taking everybody's lands and resources. That's why he's oppressing everybody's heritage and forcing his democracy down everybody's throats. Yeah, get that out.
This Genesis 27.
And this goes back to the beginning. His father blessed him with the capabilities that in these last days, well, not in these last days, going back to when he was the Greeks and the Romans, and even up until now, how he would be able to take over the world. It was through this blessing right here. Go ahead, bro.
This Genesis 27, we can start at 34. When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry.
You can start up a little bit, just to read into the story and how it came about, because eventually this was all appointed from the Heavenly Father anyway. Okay, the blessing was gonna ultimately, the birthright was gonna ultimately go to his brother Jacob, but Esau being of that seed as well, he had the blessing because he was still the eldest. All right, that's in our law. The eldest, the firstborn, is always usually the one that gets the heir, the blessing. Okay, but the Most High made it skip over Esau to Jacob because the Lord chose Jacob from before the world was even formed.
And it ain't the first time that the Lord has skipped over the so-called heirs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he did that multiple times,
But
showing you that everything is of his will. It's about him and his purpose, man.
That's
he
right.
does what he want to do. All right, go ahead, Naj.
Genesis 27 and 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce going out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau.
Yep.
And Isaac
And
trembled.
and this was when Isaac was up in age. He was so old that he went blind. His eyes was dim. So he he started to lose his sight, his eyesight. So when Rebecca, she basically knew about this, about he was about to give his blessing to his sons. She basically played favoritism. All right, Isaac loved Esau, but Rebecca, she loved Jacob. She looked out for the actual son who the Lord was actually with.
Because she was the one that heard the blessing. Isaac didn't know about the blessing.
Yep.
Rebecca had been told the blessing from the angel about which son to get.
Yeah, man. And the Lord put the spirit on her to basically supplant his brother by basically putting goat skin? Goat skin on him, because Esau was a hairy dude. So he basically went in there and he cooked the venison the way his father liked it, you know. So he brought it up in there because he was hungry, and he wanted. And Jacob asked him for a blessing, and he was like, "Let me feel your hand. Let me see which son is this." And he felt the hair like, "Oh, this felt like Esau." Okay, and then that's when he blessed him, and he gave him the birthright, the first blessing, and the ultimate blessing, man. Okay, so now after he done blessed Jacob, here comes his wicked ass, evil fraternal brother. Okay, and he's coming in with the venison, and now he wants to get the birthright or the blessing. So that's where we at. Go ahead, bro.
And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me?
Yep, and at that point, you know, it went right through Esau's head, like, oh shit.
I was dipped off, they got me.
My brother just got me.
Supplanted me. You know what I'm saying, right?
You know, it went right through his head like that. You know, Cain, that spirit of Cain came on him like, oh, this mother Abel, you know.
Amen.
You know, that anger came down. Go ahead, bro. And this was a major deal. That birthright is a major deal. The birthright is why we're going to get the kingdom forever and ever.
That's right.
Esau not getting that. This is his kingdom.
He passed, if I may say,
Go ahead.
passed from Abraham to Isaac, and it was thought it was going to Esau, but it didn't.
Yep.
To Jacob, and it's skipped over Ishmael when it went to Isaac also.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Learn of the Heavenly Father.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, it's like back in 33, and I've eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed.
Yep.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father.
Yep.
And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing.
Yep.
And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
Yaikwaha. All right? Jake is the ultimate hustler, man. He will get over on you, man. Okay? Jake hustle you out of your seat. Okay? He'll sell you some shit that already belong to you. Everybody know a Jake like that,
Sell
man.
water to a well.
Hell yeah, man. Go ahead, Al. He'll sell you your own flat screen TV.
You know what? He's
Where you get this from?
And have a story.
Sell the same car twice.
Yeah.
That's like Everybody Hates Chris. What they call it, Risky.
Risky.
That always had the stuff in the back of the car.
Yeah. You know he got that from stealing it from somebody. You know? Go ahead, Al.
This 27 and 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
Yep.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
Yep.
And Esau said unto
He
his
said, I gave him everything.
Yeah, I blessed him. I gave him the whole thing.
And we're into love.
You know?
Ain't nothing else.
It's too late. Like, your brother already got it. You know? And that's playing out to this very day. He's upset. He's angry. So that's why the world, the reason why everything is all messed up, not only is because he's created to be the wicked, but because this is like his temper tantrum. I'm gonna take everything from everybody, man. I'm gonna take the air that you breathe and make you pay for it. Can't nobody have nothing, man. That's this devil.
Yep.
And he has the technology to kind of have it like that right now. He could threaten you any other way.
Till the lights go out.
You know? Yeah, he'll turn your whole shit into the Stone Age, man. You know? Go ahead, huh?
And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Yeah, give me a blessing too. Go ahead.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, he cried like a hoe. You know? Go ahead.
And Esau said unto his father, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
Hey, so the part of the blessing was that he was going to get the fatness of the earth. So really, in retrospect, him going around taking really what's not his, he feels entitled to it because the blessing, part of his blessing was to get the fatness of the earth. But understand that under him, because he goes back to the serpent in the garden, it said that basically the earth was going to be cursed under him. Cursed the ground? It's in Genesis. If I'm not mistaken.
That lived upon the ground.
Genesis 3. Genesis like the 3rd chapter. So really he's entitled to all these things, but really under his rule it's all destroyed. It's not to its fullest capacity because he doesn't know how to rule over. He doesn't know how to manage it. That's why it was really never meant for him in the spirit to be ruling over the earth and taking all the resources in the land. Because look what he's doing. Look what he's doing with the earth. Look what Cain, this serpent, look what he's doing to the earth. You know? But he had to get he had to get a blessing because he was one of the sons. He was a son.
Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is it? That's the blessing that Isaac just blessed him with. This is that time, and he still got it in his hand now. So this is giving you a historical timeline, biblically, about where we're at in the prophecy of this word. This man is still on, he's still in the time of the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. He's got that right now.
That's right.
The 14, 14, or 19?
I think that's the one.
14, right?
Yeah, 14.
You want to go 14?
Oh, and also, I think 19 is that it? No, not 19. It's 14. Just 14.
It's Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
And that dust, I believe, it represents confusion. You're gonna sow confusion everywhere you at. Everything is gonna be chaotic, out of order, destructive under you. You're that curse to the planet Earth.
Right.
So really, when you got blessed, that blessing was really a curse, man. It's a blessing because you get to eat the fatness of the world. You get to have the riches for yourself. You get to rule over all the people
For a period of time.
for a time and at times was that Daniel read times. Hey, however long that the Lord had you rule, you was gonna get that, but then you gonna have to give that up after that. All right, because you pretty much showed the whole world your hand when you had it. Okay, you ruled in wickedness with the sword, man.
Proverbs 16 and 4, the Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
That's Esau.
So he can fulfill that curse upon the earth to prove that it has to go to Jacob, the righteous man, when he's in order anyway, and not unto Esau. Because this is what Esau would have done with the whole earth if he'd have had it. But he would have had the world would have been destroyed if Esau would have had it the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, the earth, the world is destroyed. It's destroyed now.
Right.
But if you allow this devil, like if he was to get the kingdom forever and ever, man, you can't go forever.
Yeah.
Everything, the whole planet would be just dissolved. You know?
September 23rd probably would have been the end of the world. Right?
Yeah.
2017. Under his rule.
Yeah. Go back to let's get it.
It's Genesis 22nd and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So he prophesied that his son was going to rule by the sword. And that was exactly how he was going to get the world into his possession. Okay? That's why he's in control of all of these different militaries in the world. That's why he controls all the money, all the banks. He controls all these different lands and their resources. Okay? He has first dibs in everything. He controls all the policies. All right? So, when you go to something, you got that in Revelation? So this is why the world is in turmoil, because they seeing that this world is going to shit as long as this devil keep operating the way he's been operating. So there's going to be a resistance. So when there's a resistance, there's war. You have no peace. All right? When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. The world is not rejoicing. That's why you got war right now. That's why you got these war of words between these kings. Okay? That's why you got nations burning American flags. Okay? That's why you got people destroying U.S. embassies.
Yep.
Okay? Revelation.
That's why you got high-paid slaves rebelling.
Yeah.
They rebelling, and they rebelling quietly. They ain't burning nothing. They just showing they disapproval with the way they being treated here in the country. And Esau having a fit, he's like, damn, I'm having all these problems around the world. Now you niggas acting up? Hell no. Get rid of them some bitches.
Yeah, man. And because his clock is ticking, he's running out of time. This devil's going all out right now, man. He's going crazy. He's losing his marbles. All right?
You feel everybody should be able to take whatever he say.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Well, ain't no imagine. This fool is back, reincarnated. He Thomas Jefferson all over again with thousands of slaves. And if you don't do what he tell you to do, what he say he'll do, he would kill your ass. He would string you up, man.
Yeah.
This cracker would string you up, man. Just like he did today. What he say? Back in the day, we would have beat him down. All that old shit.
In the good old days.
In the good old days. So he feeling like, damn.
The days when America was great.
When it was great before.
Make it great again.
Yeah.
That's the way he's referring to that time.
Yeah. Because he can't do and punish you the way he used to. He his forefather coming back. But the world is watching now. So he can't do exactly what he want to do. So he just get mad and cussing, fussing, talking shit.
Yeah.
You know? But he see that his power, he's losing that power. You know? So yeah, they having a fit right now because all these slaves on the plantation, all them big old bucks that they used to have total control over, they bucking up.
Yeah, get the script real quick, bro.
Go ahead, man.
Get that out.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 4, it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth."
And who is that? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau. Malachi 1 and 4. He's the border of wickedness. That's why anywhere where this devil is ruling, you better believe there's nothing but pedophilia, homosexuality, bestiality, war, okay, disease, you know, lawlessness, man. People acting like a bunch of degenerates and animals with no self-control, man. Anywhere where this devil is ruling, that it's immoral.
Yeah.
There's no morality there. In America, this devil, he controls, this is his empire. Okay? When you go to, what's that, Psalms 137, you can go there. Babylon is basically Edom. Okay? The United States is really Mount Seir. This is Basra right here. Because he rules Babylon.
Because a land is called after the people that rule it.
Yeah. That's right, man. He put his name on it, man. He had this place built up. All the laws that are set in place was written by him. And these laws are contrary to the laws in the Bible.
Right.
Showing you he's the wicked. All right? You can get that and then you can go and read that again.
37 and we started talking about.
No, 137 and 7.
This is Psalms
Read down
137.
to 8. Yeah.
Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yep, and this was, you know, King David bringing to remembrance what these devils did when we was getting captured by the Babylonians. They helped the Babylonians take us down. All right, and here it is. We in mystery Babylon, or we're in the virgin daughter of Babylon, and guess who's ruling over this Babylon? Esau.
Right.
All right, that's why King David called him after he said, when he called out Edom, he went immediately straight into Babylon. When you read about the destruction of Babylon, and then you read about the destruction of Esau in the scriptures and in the prophecies, they're simultaneous. They're linked together. Okay, Edom and Babylon are synonymous.
Because he said he was confusion, the dust part that goes with Esau, that spirit that was on the
serpent. Yeah. And what is this? What is Babylon? Babal, which means confusion.
Yeah. That's why it took a lot of his life.
Go ahead.
That's why it took a lot of his old ways from Babylon and renewed them and brought them into this place here.
That's why you got women, Queen of Heaven worship.
Close the door, right?
No, I know. It's about to die, so I'm ready to.
That's why you have Queen of Heaven worship. Queen of Heaven worship goes back to ancient Babylon. Esau believes in that. That's why he allows this woman to rule over him. Well, really, he rules over her, but he's such a faggot. He allows her to sit in equally in his position. You know, and he wants you Negroes to be ruled by your woman, and you Hispanics and Native Americans. That's why everything is in her favor. Hey, that goes back to Babylon, man. So this is that devil that's sowing that confusion in the earth. Okay? He's the modern day king of Babylon. Just like he's the modern day pharaoh of this modern Egypt. Go ahead, I'll finish that.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Same thing, and he was just talking to Esau. So, hey, they one and the same, man.
He
All
called
right.
him the virgin daughter of Babylon, right? Because America is that.
No, he didn't call her a virgin in this one.
He didn't call her a virgin.
No, he called her old daughter of Babylon.
Right. But I'm saying in Revelation, they tied.
It's tied in.
Edom also.
It's all tied in, man.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yep. We're going to be happy to do unto you what you've done to us. All right? And then in Revelation it says, repay unto her double. It ain't talking about the actual landmass. No, it's talking about the people of that land. The people who rule that land. Esau. Okay? Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
And we're going to be doing that, man, just like you did our babies the same way.
Play football with their ass.
Hell yeah, we're going to get you, man. All right? So that's it on that, bro. You can go back to Revelation. Revelation 6.
Revelation chapter 6, back at the top of 4.
Yep.
It says, and there went out another horse that was red. And power was, and see, the Bible always brings in color, man. Because colors are identifying things.
Yeah.
It says,
And what is Edom in the Hebrew? Adawan, which means red.
right.
Okay, so this is the power. This is talking about the power of Esau.